Good morning, children. Welcome to Narayana Live Classes. This is Sanmesh, and today we are going to discuss class 6th physics assignment, which was provided to you on 29th of June. This assignment is based on the topic electricity and circuits. Let us start. So our question number 1 is, why should we wear rubber soled shoes or rubber chappals while operating electrical appliances? Again, I repeat the question, why should we wear rubber soled shoes or rubber chappals while operating electrical appliances? Now, whenever we are operating an electrical appliances, there is a chance that we come into contact with an live wire. So when we touch live wire, the current will pass through our body towards the ground. So in that process, we'll get a huge electrical shock. To avoid that, we wear rubber soled shoes or rubber chappals because rubber is a poor conductor of electricity. Rather, I should say rubber is a bad conductor of electricity. Now, whenever we wear rubber soled shoes or rubber chappals, the circuit is broken. Okay. And the current cannot pass through our feet to the ground because it does not get the path through the rubber chappals or rubber soled shoes because they are the bad conductors. So I have written here, while handling electrical appliances, we are advised to wear rubber footwear as rubber is a bad conductor of electricity and prevent a large current from passing through our body. Now, rubber soled shoes do indeed provide some electrical insulation to help protect someone from conducting shock current through their feet. So rubber soled shoes or rubber chappals will prevent someone from conducting shock current through their feet. I hope the point is clear to you all. Well, let us proceed further to our next question, children. Question number 2, why it is advised to operate electrical switches with dry hands? Now, it is always advised to operate electrical switches with dry hands because if we operate electrical switches with wet hands, there is a high chance that we get electrical shock. That's why it is always advised to operate all the electrical appliances, electrical switches with the dry hand. So the answer to this question is, if you operate electrical switches with wet hands, it may cause an electrical shock. It may cause an electrical shock. So it is advisable to operate electrical switches with dry hands. I hope the point is clear. Let us proceed further to our next question. Question number 3. Using the conduction test on an object, it was found that the bulb begins to glow when the object is inserted in a closed circuit containing a bulb and the cell. Is the object conductor or an insulator? Explain why. Now here what is happening is, let us draw a diagram. Let us draw a circuit to explain the situation. For example, now I have an electric cell here. Let us make two connections to our electrical cell with the help of wires. Okay. Now one end of the wire is connected to an electrical bulb. So I'm connecting one end of the wire to the electrical bulb like this. Okay, so this end, the negative terminal is connected to the one end of the bulb. Now what I'll do is, I'll insert that object which I want to test whether it is a conductor or not. I will insert that in this circuit. Let us say this object is right here. This is my test object, let us say. I want to test this object. And the other end of that object, I'll connect it to the bulb. Now what will happen is, if this object is a conductor, that means it will allow electric current to pass through it. So if this object is a conductor, then only this bulb will start glowing. Then only the circuit will get complete and the electric current will pass through the circuit, through this bulb and back to the negative terminal of the cell. As we say that electric current passes from positive to negative. So if this test object is a good conductor, then only it will allow electric current to pass through it, and then our bulb will glow. So what they have given is, using the conduction test, the object was found on an object, it was found that the bulb begins to glow. So if the bulb is glowing, I can say that my test object is a good conductor, as it is allowing the electricity to pass through it. And electricity can only pass through a conductor, okay, not through an insulator. Electricity can only pass through a conductor, not through an insulator. So I can say that my test object is a conductor. My object is a conductor. I hope the point is clear to you all. Let us proceed further to our next question. Question number 4. What are conductors? Give any 2 examples. Again, I repeat the question. What are conductors? Give any 2 examples. Now, conductors are those materials which allow electricity to pass through them. Okay, conductors are those materials which allow electricity to pass through them. Not only electricity, they also allow heat to pass through them. Okay, so we can generally we can say that conductors are those things which allows heat and electricity to pass through them. Okay, examples are very good examples of conductors are metals. All the metals generally are good conductors of heat and electricity. So I have given the examples of iron and copper, which are metals, which are good conductors of electricity. So in general, we can write materials which allow electric current to pass through them are called as conductors, which allow electric current to pass through them. I hope the point is clear. Let us proceed further to our next question. Why copper and aluminium are used for making wires? Now these are metals, copper and aluminium. Okay, these are metals. Just now I have discussed that copper and aluminium, now metals are good conductors of electricity. So obviously copper and aluminium are used for making wires because they are good conductors of electricity, and hence they will allow electric current to pass through them. So copper and aluminium, being a metal, they are good conductors of electricity, and hence they allow electric current to pass through them. Do you know the reason why all the metals are good conductors of electricity? There's a specific reason for that. In metals, there are something called as free electrons. Okay, electrons you all are aware. Okay, all our 6th standard students aware about electrons. They are the subatomic particles. Now these electrons, they are tremendous in numbers. They are present inside the metal. So due to the presence of large number of free electrons means they are not bound to any atom. They are freely roaming here and there. Okay, so due to the presence of these free electrons, metals are good conductors of electricity. They can conduct electricity very easily. Okay, so if someone asks you why metals are good conductors of electricity, your answer should be metals contains large number of free electrons, hence they are good conductors of electricity. I hope the point is clear. Let us proceed further to our next question. Question number 6. What are insulators? Give any 2 examples. Now the materials which could conduct electricity are called as conductors, whereas the materials which do not allow electric current to pass through them are known as insulators, are called as insulators. Now very good examples of insulators are rubber and paper. Also you can use plastic. Plastic is also an insulator. So the materials which do not allow electric current or also heat to pass through them are called as insulators. I hope the point is clear to you all. Let us proceed further to our next question. Question number 7. State few uses of conductors and insulators. Very easy question. State few uses of conductors and insulators. Now, in our day-to-day life, we make use of various conductors. Okay, conductors have wide range of application in our lives. For example, all our wires which we use in our electrical circuits, they all are made up of conductors. Usually they are made up of copper. Okay, So copper is a good conductor of electricity. So all our wires, they are made up of like copper or some other metals. Okay. So, and many of the electrical appliances, in that we use conductors. For example, the utensils on which we cook food. Okay, just now I have discussed, conductors are those objects which also allow heat to pass through them. So majorly all the utensils which we use to cook food are also made up of conductors. The utensils on which we cook food are also made up of conductors. Also, the wires which we use for electrical circuits are made up of conductors. Okay. And whereas insulators are those objects which do not allow electric current or heat to pass through them. So you might have noticed that all the wires, they have a plastic coating around them. Okay. Or generally colorful coating around them. For example, red, green, or these red, green coatings are nothing but they are plastic coatings. Why we need to make coatings around the wires is because it will prevent us from getting electrical shock. So those coatings are made up of insulators like plastic. Okay. Also, the handles of various utensils which we use for cooking food are made up of insulators like fiber or plastic. Why we do that is because we should not burn our hand while cooking, because the plastic, it will not allow, plastic or fiber, it will not allow heat to pass through it. So we will be prevented like from burning our hands. Okay. So handles of various utensils are made up of insulators. Let us proceed to our last question, question number 8. When an electrical insulator is placed in a circuit, the circuit is dash, as there is a dash in the circuit. So it's a fill in the blank question. So when an electrical insulator is placed in the circuit is open. We say that the circuit is open as there is a break, in a circuit. So in an open circuit, since there is a break, the current cannot pass through it. The circuit will be in a switched off state. I hope all the solutions are clear to you all. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much.